I'm going to be quiet now.
All right. So it is my turn to lead the call. And I do have a plan. Tonight, we're going to talk about avatars. So this was like very eye-opening to me. I'm in the Jesse Regan training. For those that are not, they actually had a weekly call. So they do like weekly calls, just trainings that they're live. And they did one on avatars. And I happened to be on the live call. And I was just like, wow. I was totally blown away because I've actually never done an avatar. Why? Because I'm like, whatever, like, I don't need to know who I'm talking to. I know who I'm talking to, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't think I really needed it. And then on this call, sorry, there's like everyone's talking. It has nothing to do with me, right? Okay. All right. Marissa's trying to figure out the next call. Okay, cool. So they were talking about these avatars, and basically what was happening is like everyone was putting a lot of basic stuff down. And so, they were saying stuff like, my avatar, and for those that don't know what an avatar is, your avatar is like your ideal customer, your ideal follower. Like if you could handpick somebody to come to your page and come to you, what kind of qualities would they possess? And this could be a potential coach. This can be a potential challenger, but what kind of qualities do they have? And what a lot of people were doing was like very general qualities, like my avatar is driven. My avatar is an entrepreneur. My avatar loves people. And it's like, well, it sounds like your avatar is already a coach. So like when people were being that basic, it was like, no, you got to dig deeper. So a great example was, my avatar is driven by money. Okay, well, how so? How is your avatar driven? And they were asking multiple questions on top of that. So like for me, my avatar is driven by money in a way. Like she's not totally obsessed with money, but yeah, she wants to make money. But, that's not a great example. Sorry. My mindset is kind of like shot right now. My kids were absolutely horrendous 5 minutes before getting on. So just bear with me. Okay, talking about money. So if your avatar is driven by money, maybe your avatar is driven to work for money, but maybe you're driven to have money for savings, but your avatar is driven to have money for traveling. So if your avatar really is driven by money for traveling and you're always talking about money for your savings or money to pay off debt, and that's not your avatar, and your avatar is like, I don't have debt. Like, I don't care about a savings. Like, I just want to travel. You're talking to the wrong person. So it's about digging deeper and not just saying my avatar is driven. Well, what the hell is she driven by? Some people are driven by, big fancy prizes. Some people are driven by money. Some people are driven by merely being acknowledged by their peers. What actually drives your avatar, and then talk about that. Like, I'm actually driven by being recognized by my peers. Like in Jesse's training, a lot of people love to hear what I have to say, and they're really thankful. And they, if I go on live, like they want to hear it. And that is what drives me. Like honestly, one of my goals in Jesse's training was to get noticed by Jesse. That was a goal of mine, and I achieved it. My goal in his training was not to be in that training and, my sole goal to make X number of dollars. My goal was to get noticed by Jesse. That's what drives me. When I first signed on with Marissa, one of my goals was to have Marissa ask me to share something with the team. And I think she did it within the first month. And I told her, I was like, oh my God, like that was actually one of my goals. Like I didn't say it out loud, but like I wanted to be doing so well that you asked me to share with the team. That was one of my goals. So I'm driven by like having people acknowledge what I'm doing and, want me to share it with others. That drives me. Getting on stage at Summit, that doesn't drive me, but that might drive your avatar, but that's not my avatar. My avatar, she doesn't like to leave the house. Why doesn't she like to leave the house? She's not scared to leave the house. She can leave the house. She just prefers to stay home. Like she is just simply a homebody. Like she will go places and have fun, but she literally has to be dragged out of the house, like kicking and screaming almost to that point. And then she has fun when she's there. Like that's my avatar. Someone that like wants to have fun, but like they are hard pressed to get out of the house. Like it's a struggle to get them to go anywhere, but once they're there, they have fun. So it's like digging deeper. So what we are going to do is I asked Lisa to Maggie's saying I've described her. So what happens is when you start to dig deep, you start to attract like-minded people. So like Maggie, for instance, is saying like I just described her. So if I was like talking about this on my page and Maggie happened to catch that, she might be like, oh, I want to hear what she's talking about. Like, she's totally talking about me. Like, who is this chick? And she might be more interested. So the deeper you dig, not only is it going to give you ideas for posts, but it's giving you direction on who to talk to. Because if you're just saying like, talking about people being driven, you're just like talking to the masses. But what you want to do is you want to like zero in on your people. So like, what is your person driven by? Exactly. Like, what drives them? What keeps them going? What are they turned off by? And talk about those things on your page. So Lisa put together her avatar and she sent it to me, but honestly, I didn't look at it because I kind of just wanted to do this live. So Lisa, you're going to have to unmute yourself because I'm not in control of this screen. We're just going to kind of go down through your avatar, and you're going to give me things that are on it, and we're just going to kind of pick them apart to show people how to do this. So let's start with your avatar.
So I filled up a whole page, and I did this through the early part of Jesse's training. And I don't know, I think it just said like anything you can think of that you, that kind of describes you, write it down. Right. So that's kind of what my whole page is. So like my first one is just said, married my high school sweetheart. So, that's not like driven, like I'm not driven by money. It's not like what you were saying, but,
but that's good because so an example of like, that is already digging deep. An example would be like, a lot of people say like, my avatar is married. Okay. But your avatar is married to their high school sweetheart. So that's like a connection. So like you could be going on your page talking about high school sweethearts and like how your husband met. And, that would be somebody that's attracted to you. Like, oh my gosh, I married my high school sweetheart too. Now you have a connection. So that's actually already good. Okay. Let's hear some more.
Okay. I have loves to dance.
Okay. What kind of dance?
Mainly the 80s.
Okay. So she loves to dance. Like, does she actually know the 80s dance moves? Is she good at dancing? Does she love to dance, but she sucks at it? Like, what kind of dance is she?
Well, I think I'm good at it.
Okay.
My kids don't think I am.
Okay. So your avatar loves to dance to 80s music. She thinks she's good. She doesn't really know if other people think she's good, but she does. But
whenever I have an opportunity to dance, I like to dance. So if I want to go out and do something, I always would like to go somewhere where there's a band or, some type of music playing that we can get up and dance.
Okay.
My husband doesn't like to dance as much as I do, but it's okay.
And then is there anything that you don't like to dance to? Like, is there a
I don't like rap music. Sorry, Kristen.
Okay. So that would be your avatar then. So like your avatar, she loves to dance. She loves the 80s music, but she doesn't like rap music. So like these are things that like you're picking apart. So like if you were talking about, dance on your page, you could zero in on saying like, I love to dance. I can dance anywhere. If there's music playing, I will dance. The only thing that'll stop me from dancing is when hip hop comes on or like hardcore rap. Then my little dancing beat stops dead in its tracks. Does that ever happen to you? Like, that's kind of how you're digging into a deeper.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, go on.
Help. I have helped others succeed.
Okay. In what ways?
Like knowing, like being able to accomplish a goal that they might have set.
Okay.
So that they feel successful. They don't feel like they feel like they have a purpose. That they can reach a goal that they have set. So I like helping others reach a goal.
Okay. So is it specific to certain types of goals? Does your person like to help people just with any goal that they have? Is it financial? Is it physical? Is it nutrition? Like what kind of goals does your avatar enjoy helping people with? Is it every goal?
Yeah. I think at first, because of coaching, I thought that, mainly with athletics, but then the older I got, the more I found myself, any type of goal. really. If it was to help prep someone to interview for a job and get a job that they've been wanting to get. And then obviously, as far as teaching goes, helping a student pass a class or get a grade that they want to try to get. And now with this, it's nutrition, getting people on the right nutrition track, or to reach a weight goal, or to reach just feeling good about themselves or whatever. So, it really has come down to anything, right?
How does your person like to help people out? Do they like to talk to them? Do they like to message them? Do they like to guide them in the right direction and give them the tools that they need themselves? Do they like to personally help them themselves? Like, how is it that your person likes to help others?
I would say more of a personal connection. So if it's talking, guiding them through, even if you're right there next to them, helping them, I like a lot more one-on-one.
Okay.
More personal.
Okay.
Than abroad. Not that I can't ever see myself doing this, but like as of right now, I'm not like being in a big conference room speaking to a whole bunch of people and feeling like I'm like their motivator. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
here's an example.
I'm not to that point yet.
Right. And I think a good example of you like to help people reach goals, like Kristen's avatar, and Kristen, correct me if I'm wrong, but your avatar would like to be on stage someday, and they would like to hit people on a broader spectrum, and they would like to kind of teach the masses. Is that okay? So she's shaking her head yes for those that are on the phone. So that's why so that's why you dig deep, because you both like to help people, but on different levels. So it's Lisa, although Kristen likes to do the same, but Lisa's avatar is more small group people, one-on-one, guiding you through. I'm with you every step of the way. And even though Kristen does that, her avatar would like to do that, but also like to teach the masses and be on a bigger stage. So that's why these things are good to dig deep into, so that you can really target your niche. Okay, let's keep going.
My other one is more like financial freedom, but not I like to travel and all that, but my financial freedom is to be able to, when my kids move away, when they get out of college and get married, if they're not living within driving distance, I don't have that, I don't have that problem or whatever, that I can't go see them at drop of a hat, because I can't say, well, sorry, I can't come see you. I can't afford it. I can't go fly out to see you. Or, oh, you're, I'm going to be a grandma. Not that I really want to be that yet, but, just to know that I don't have that worry, that I can, if I need to go, I can get there and visit as much as I want. I'm not limited in my finances. So it's more, my finances right now is more family oriented kind of.
Yeah. So you're driven by money to have a nest egg to visit family.
Correct.
That drives you. That's going to keep so your avatar is, she's driven for freedom, but freedom to see her family. It's not necessarily freedom to travel the world and freedom to buy expensive cars and freedom, she has a specific type of freedom that she wants. Is that correct or wrong?
Right. That's correct.
Okay.
I don't want to have limitations. That's actually a fear. It's a fear of mine, that I have 4 kids, and they'll all be in different parts of the United States, and I'll be very limited in being able to see them because I can't afford it.
Okay, that's a huge topic to probably cover, because that's a topic, when you said it the first time, I was like, God, I never thought about that. I know I take it for granted that it's if I really want to see family members, I can drive, but there's a lot of people that can't. Have you ever talked about that on your page?
Mm-mm.
That's a huge part of, you, that's a driving force for you. So, there's probably others out there, and that could be a connection that you have when, talking about the coaching opportunity.
Okay.
It's one of my biggest fears is having my kids move away and having them start families and me never seeing them. So why do I coach? Because I want the freedom to be able to travel and see those grandbabies in the future whenever I want. I don't want to have to like, put in extra hours at a job. I don't want to have to get a second job just so I can take time off for 1 week. Like, I want to have the flexibility, and that is why I became an online coach. Is that something that, has ever crossed your mind? Your kids moving away. Like, I mean, whoa, where'd you go? Everyone just shifted. Oh, there you are. But so that's why we do this. That's a huge part of your avatar. That's huge. Okay. What else is about your avatar?
Just the having the strength to get through cancer and know and believe that I'm healed. That it's not going to be a deterrent in my life again, or that I didn't even let it be.
So your avatar, kind of describe who that person is then. What type of person, like what would you say that was? Like an inner strength? Like what was that allowed you?
Yeah, I just made up my mind that I wasn't going to let it define me. I mean, even
I think she just froze. No?
Working through my oh, you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a phone call. That's never happened to me before. Because I'm on my phone. I have coworkers who had their thyroid removed, not for cancer, but other reasons, and they're, on the same medicine, and they were 2 years in and they still haven't got their meds figured out, where I feel like I'm already there.
So would you say that maybe your avatar, it sounds like she's a person that when, life kind of throws something at her, she doesn't get knocked down by it, but she sees it and she finds strength to kind of surpass, I mean, you had a lot of strength with dealing with your cancer, and I don't think most people have that. Or not everyone, I think there's definitely people that when something happens to them negatively or they get a sickness, they are torn down, that destroys them, but not you. You have an inner strength, and it's no matter what comes your way, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Your avatar can see the positive in any situation. Your avatar doesn't give up easily. Your avatar, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong or say I did, if you disagree, if you're no, that's not my avatar.
No, okay, yeah.
But it's it takes a lot to knock your avatar off course. I mean, I think it's safe to say this hasn't been the smoothest sailing, situation, as far as coaching. You've had a lot of things coming your way and it's never knocked you off course. You've been true to who you are, true to who you want to be. And your avatar really has a strong inner core. And, not everyone has that, but you do. And there's other people out there that have that too. Let's talk about some other stuff that I think people don't talk about. It doesn't always have to be so deep. I was sharing with Kristen on our team page, simple stuff like my avatar likes coffee. I mean, it can be simple things, because these are things that you can talk about on your page. My avatar likes coffee, but does she like expensive coffee? Does she like cheap coffee? Is she a coffee snob? Why does she drink coffee? Does she drink it because she needs the caffeine? Does she drink it because she just likes the flavor of it? And these are things that you can then talk about in a morning post. More examples would be, my avatar loves the sun. She loves the sun because it just makes her feel good. It's like a freaking drug to her. My avatar actually has fear of having skin cancer, and her biggest insecurity is her skin and that it's being ruined. In fact, it is ruined, but it doesn't keep her from the sun. It's she knows that it's damaging her, but she's still addicted to it. And I've actually talked about the sun in this on my page, and people were like, that's me. So I mean, think of some other stuff that are just characteristics of your avatar, and think outside the box.
How about unorganized?
There you
Always
go.
Unorganized, but still getting things done.
Okay.
But
how is your avatar?
I always say, I'm going to be organized today. Or
okay.
what?
unorganized like in life? Is she unorganized in business? Is she unorganized like with her kids' papers in school? Like what exactly is she unorganized with?
Like, I mean, I always seem to get things done, but it's in an unorganized fashion that would drive other people crazy.
Okay.
You know? So, but yeah, I mean, everything you said, sometimes we're the last one to turn in the form that, they need, even though I'm a teacher and I know how important forms are, sometimes, we can't find the form anymore, or, like, grading papers, I wait down to the last minute and then I get them done and in, I'm never like, I guess I can be a procrastinator when it comes to things that I don't like to do.
Okay. So that's your avatar. Your avatar procrastinates on things that aren't necessarily important to like her at the time. She always gets it done, but not necessarily a timely manner. Okay. Think about some other characteristics of your avatar that are kind of like, not necessarily these deep things of like financial and driven, but like, what are some other things about your avatar? What does your avatar like to drink? What does she like to do for fun? Is your avatar social? Is she an introvert? What are some things about your avatar?
Very social.
Okay, in what ways?
I like to, I'm not afraid to live in the moment. So like, if I can, I don't know, if someone said, I don't know, I'm trying to think, hey, I got a good one. So I go to the Bon Jovi concert and my friend says, let's go get down on the floor, even though we don't have floor tickets. Okay, let's go. Let's try it. And we get to the 8th row. Like, okay. Those are things that I'm like, I'm not afraid to do things like that. Like, let's do it. Let's live in the moment. Let's go for it.
So, and I'd say like, that's yeah, I mean, so it sounds like your avatar, she lives in the moment. She's not always a planner. She likes to be spur of the moment if it's brought upon her. So yeah, I mean, different things like that. So, I mean, I guess nod your heads. Like, is this kind of helping to hear how you kind of, okay.
Oh, yes.
I got some head nods.
Yeah, it's like, helping a lot.
Because, when I thought about it, like for instance, more examples of, my avatar, just because I was doing this and I've done this with a couple people now, but it's like, my avatar, she's a mom. There's so many different types of moms, you guys. My avatar is not a hands-on mom. She's just not. She wants to be, but she's not. She sees other moms that are in the PTA and they're like helping out and they're going to school and they're doing this and that. And they're like on top of their kids, like left and right. Yeah, that ain't her. My person, she loves her kids, but she really could care less for anyone else's. She'll like a picture on Facebook. She thinks they're cute in person, but she doesn't want to be around them necessarily, but she loves her own kids. She's not getting on the floor to play with her kids. That's why she had multiple kids, so they can play with each other. She is a person that likes her own time. She's selfish and she definitely, she takes care of herself first. And, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. She's happier that way. She makes sure that all the family's needs are met. But yeah, she makes sure her own needs are met, hands down. And when I shared that about my kids, I had a lot of people that related to that. Some of the stuff that you're like afraid to talk about, other people are thinking. Like I was afraid to say out loud, like, I'm not really a kid person. I'm just not. But my avatar isn't either. I connect with people that aren't obsessed with their kids. We all love them, but like, I don't need to be on top of them 24/7. My avatar, let's see, I'm trying to think of some other stuff. Kristen, you dug deep when we kind of went on the page. If you want to share some of the stuff that like, you were like, oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, let me pull some of it up so I don't lose my train of thought here. So I did a video and just kind of talked about my avatar and wanted to see what would happen. And Stephanie kind of drilled me. So then that way we could break it down so people could actually see the layers and digging deeper. So like I am like obsessed with PD and motivation and like I just want to inspire people. So my avatar is driven by the desire to just wanting to feel better and just being motivated and just like being positive. And then when we dug deeper, we focused more on why why does my avatar want that, you know? And what it comes down to is just, I want to serve other people. Like, I literally just get all freaking silly when people tell me how much they appreciate me, and I like that gratification. And we talked about success. Like, I'm driven to succeed. I don't like to fail. I don't ever want to, my avatar, like, never wants to be labeled a failure my entire life. I have just, like, pushed the limits to kind of see if and what I can do and achieve. And that's what motivates me and drives me, and my avatar, in a sense. I'm not driven by money. My avatar is not driven by money. My goal, my avatar's goal, is not to make money, but rather to have that financial freedom to travel and to do the things that they want to do, and not have to worry about where they're going to get money to put food on the table. Because if anybody knows anything about me, at a point in my life a year and a half ago, like, I was charging my groceries. So that's digging a little bit deeper and talking about money, because for me and my avatar, money is kind of taboo. So once I started talking about it a little bit more, people started coming out. Even like coffee, I can't find the post, but there was a picture of me I took with like a Starbucks coffee, and I dug deep and used something from this, and it was the most engaging post I've had in a while. It was crazy, and it was about coffee. So just stuff like that. I mean, I talk about, and what I've learned in the trainings, and even what Marissa and I are listening to with the powerful women in marketing, is that having like those 4 to 5 pillars that define you, and focusing on those and gearing that towards your avatar. Because if you're sporadic and all over the place, you're just very inconsistent. So if you find 4 to 5 things that really define you and who you are, and that's what you focus things on. And that's kind of what I try to do.
Yeah, like one of my things is I'm big into fitness. My avatar loves to work out. And I have in my private groups, like, these people freaking love to work out, because that's what I put out there. That's what I'm attracting. And I actually went live, like, I keep calling it like talks from the treadmill, or treadmill talks, whatever. And I was talking about, like, why do I work out? Because I like it. Like, some people like to smoke every day. I like to work out every day. Some people find happiness in having a beer every night. I find happiness in doing an extra 30 minutes sometimes. Like, that is like truly what makes me happy. Like, I love to work out. It's not for everyone, but that is why I do it 7 days a week. Do I have to do it 7 days a week? Absolutely not. But do I enjoy doing it 7 days a week? I sure as hell do. And I love having people realize that same passion. I love being able to show people how fun it is to feel this good. And actually, when I was digging deep into that and talking, I realized I love working out because I'm fucking good at it. I'm really good at it. And it is something that I can always get better at. It is something that I can always conquer. And I didn't feel good about myself growing up. I didn't feel like I was good at anything. And that's why I work out. Like, I love it. I get this instant gratification of when I can't do a move, and I work at it and I conquer it. Like, I'm good. It makes me feel good. And it, like, benefits me in so many different ways. Like, that's my avatar. Like, they feel that deeply about working out. It provides that feedback to them when they work out. And, but that's not everyone. There's a lot of people out there that freaking hate working out, but they do it because they have to. They do it because they know it's good for them. And that may be somebody else's avatar. Like, I don't love this shit, but I do it. I wish I didn't have to do it, but I do it. That could be somebody else's avatar. And when I talked about that and got deep into that, I actually had like other coaches that were like, thank you so much for saying this. Like, I just felt like I was like abnormal, because like, I actually really just enjoy it. And I'm like, no, girl, like, so do I. So does anybody have like any pieces of their avatar that they would like to kind of talk through out loud?
Could another one be like I like to read, but I don't read for, like, I don't read a novel. Like, I don't read for fun. Like, I mean, it's fun to me, but I read all personal development. I love personal development. I love Bible studies. I love anything that's, that I feel like is making me a better person. I don't usually read, Danielle Steele books or whatever. Okay.
For sure. That's definitely one, because there's other people out there that freaking just want to read fiction. But it's like, you want to read, like you said, to become better, to like grow, grow your mind and grow as a person. My avatar doesn't like to read. She likes to listen to stuff, but no, reading will put her ass to sleep. And no, like, she doesn't like to read. No. So that's like, I don't know. And it's just fun. Like, when I think of stuff, I just go out there and I post about it. Like, I don't pre-plan anything. I just go out there, and it's like, you could be reading like some really good PD and be like, man, like, I never knew how much I love to read, but I don't love to read everything. Like, I've realized that I really only like to read and then talk about it and, ask other people about that stuff and kind of pull other people out of your, followers of who has those same qualities, because someone that's really into personal development would be a really good coach. Mm-hmm. Anyone else want to go or have an avatar or want to talk through it?
So like my avatar, I love to have like my hair done, my nails done. I love to have my eyebrows done, but I hate getting it done. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does, because that's how I am. I love getting my nails done, but sitting there drives me batshit crazy. Yep. Like, that'll actually be the reason that I don't get it done.
Yep, that's me. Like, I love to get my eyebrows done, but I wait like a month and a half until I can literally like braid them and then cry because like it hurts so much to get them like, threaded. And like, I'm like always like, 4 weeks, I'll get my roots done. And then it's like 10 weeks later, I'm like, oh my God, it's my roots, it's my back. Like, I have so many whites. And they're like, why do you wait so long?
Why do you like to get them done? Like, why is that so important to you?
Well, because I don't want to have grays, but because I love to have, I don't know, I love to be well maintained. I like that look, but it doesn't always happen. I love the feeling after I get it done. And I always tell myself, I'm going to keep it up like 3 to 4 weeks. I am going to do it, but it gets expensive. It's time consuming. And I don't want to just sit there for like 2 hours to get my hair done.
So is your avatar driven by having the money to do those like things for upkeep?
I think it's more of a time issue and not like a financial issue when it comes to that. I don't think it's about the money, but it's more about the time. Like, I feel like it's just a waste of time to get things done.
Okay. But that is a type of person, though, that really enjoys getting that stuff done, and that stuff is important to them. They really feel good when they have it done. Definitely. But yeah, that's funny, because I always say that I would love to have my nails done weekly, but I can't do it because that would drive me crazy. Like, I just can't sit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely think, there's so many things. Like, if you guys really dig down into this, like, your avatar will end up being like 4 pages long. Like, I wrote out like 4 pages, and it's like, that was like the tip of the iceberg. But these are all different things that you can be talking about on social media. Like, being a successful coach does not mean sharing about fitness and nutrition 24 hours a day. It doesn't. Like, if you don't, like, I don't even like nutrition. I don't. So I don't really talk about it a lot. I threw up like my 5-minute dinner tonight because I'm like, literally, we had nothing in the house. I had salad. I didn't have anything to put on my salad. So I like made frozen vegetables and threw that on my salad. And I showed people, I'm like, you guys overthink this stuff. Like, it's really simple. Like, literally, this is what I made in 5 minutes. And, I just talked about that, and people always like love that stuff. But, doing the avatar stuff is so that you can get out there and you can provide value and you could get people thinking and draw people out. And our business really is successful off of Facebook. It's not on Facebook. So this gives you different things to talk about to connect with people. We're trying to connect with people. So this is giving you all these different ways to connect with people that are like you. Mm-hmm. Most of my posts, like, I had a lot of posts from this weekend that were just like random ass stuff. And that's who I'm reaching out to with my BAT, my business activity tracker this week. If I wanted to do a coffee one, like, I've talked about coffee before, and I'm like, I love coffee. Like, I'll drink any coffee, but if I'm going to buy it myself, it's going to be one of two flavors. It's going to be like either Dunkin' Donuts or it's going to be Starbucks. So I guess I'm like a half coffee snob. Like, are you? And I don't drink it necessarily for the caffeine. I drink it because I freaking love it. Why do you drink it? And when people answer those questions, those are now people that you can take off into a private message and start a message with them. And so, you know, to be successful does not mean that you are showing, you know, results every 30 days and you're showing videos of the latest move. Like, yes, those things help. And it's showing, like, you definitely want to be showing your journey, hands down. You definitely want to be showing your journey, but that's not what makes a successful coach. You know, what makes a successful coach is someone that is reaching out and consistently and constantly starting new relationships with people. And this is how you're starting it, by getting posts out there that are drawing in your people. So I don't know. I can't stress that enough. Like, I have been so grateful of this business activity tracker. It has like taken my business like ridiculous amounts. I literally connect with every person that comes to my page now. It's the most awesome thing. And I'm getting more people commenting on posts because I'm reaching out to them. Like, when you, like, I mean, if you went to somebody's page, this is totally getting off topic now, off of the avatar, but if you went to somebody's page, like a top coach's page, and you really were like, God, I love this coach, I love going to her page, and she wrote to you one day and was like, hey, Vanya, thanks so much for coming to my page. Like, I love that you're always showing up and just stopping by and saying hi. Thanks so much. Like, how are you? I mean, how would you feel if like a top coach just like, you know, reached out to you and like personally messaged you? You'd probably be like, oh, did you see that? She just messaged me. Like, oh my God. Like, you feel really special. So think about when people come to your page and they're just random ass followers and they're coming to your page and they're showing up every day, and then you privately message them. That's where the magic is happening, off of Facebook. I mean, a lot of these people that I've enrolled this last month were people that have been coming to my page for a while. I've just never talked to them off of Facebook. I would always talk to them on Facebook. Like, I'd message them back and forth on Facebook, but the magic didn't happen with them until I took them off. Yeah. And I actually asked them more questions and I got to know them better and I dove in deeper.
Yeah, perfect example. I had a friend request that I ignored because I didn't know that I didn't see any mutual friends from this person. But then I'm like, what does it hurt? I'm just going to accept it and just say, hey, how are you? Thank you for requesting me. Do we have any connections? How did you get to know me? Or how did you come to find me on Facebook? And she wrote back and she's like, oh my God, thank you for accepting me. We went to elementary school back in 1982 in Sicily. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, you were in my 4th and 5th grade and I remember your brother. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't, it's like 30 years ago, you know, I don't remember all this. And so we connected, but she said to me, I have been following you and like, I'm so motivated. I need help. I think I can use your advice with health and fitness. And so we spoke a little bit and I asked her, you know, give me a little bit about your background. I don't know nothing about you, you know, like, you've been on my page. I see that you like, you know, my photos and stuff. I want to get to know you. And so, like I said, you never know where you're going to find those people and how they're watching and they're just commenting and stuff like that. So I'm learning from you, Stephanie, a lot. I have like these little notes at work, not about you. Form them first. Get to know them. What's their environment? What is their schedule like? Because it's so easy to just get carried away to make it about you.
Oh yeah, it's really easy when someone reaches out. They're like, oh my God, I've been following you forever. Like, what is it that you do? No, it should not be your first response, and instinct should not be to start talking about yourself. Right. It's putting it back on them. Like, thanks so much for asking. Like, are you working on goals of your own? Like, what have you been doing? Turn it back on them.
Yep.
For sure. Kristen, you had actually a really good share. I think it was like today on actually Malibu. Was it today or yesterday? I think it was today.
About my messages?
Yeah. Would you kind of hit on that in case not everybody saw that?
Yeah, I think it was Sunday. So the past couple I haven't even hit on all of it, but like last week I really focused on my avatar. Like, all of my posts were, you know, very thought out and really geared towards my avatar. And for those of you who don't know, like, I have to plan my posts because my full-time job, I have to plan stuff. And what ended up happening was Saturday or Sunday, I took some time and followed up and reached out to, I think it was 36 or 37 people I took tabs on. I wrote them all down and was talking about how many follow-ups I had versus how many continued conversations. So I guess my thought is that with all of the posts that I followed up with, which it was only a couple, I mean, maybe 5, I had 37 new contacts, like new. These were not people that I've ever met before. I have never in my life seen them on my page before. They were all cold market, all new contacts, all new conversations. And I'm not looking for anything other than to be like, oh my God, what's up? How are you? And just like connecting and conversating. Like I'm not even talking about fitness. I had one girl actually start talking to me about fitness and in the middle of trying to set up a call. But that wasn't my plan. But yeah, I guess my thought is that, and sorry, I just get really tired and zoned out. My thought is, which I'm guilty of it, is that, we have the business activity tracker of reaching out to 5 people a day. And it doesn't matter what your goals are, but you have to make sure that your goals are aligning with the work that you're putting in. Like I was listening to something today, if you want to be a 6-figure earner in this business and you want to be and have all this credentials and do all of this stuff, then you need to work like those people work. If you just want to bring in an extra income, then that's the work that you need to put in. But you can't be discouraged if your goals are not aligning with the work that you're putting in. Does that make sense? Because I'm guilty of it. I'm sitting here discouraged and irritated. Like, why am I not more advanced in my business? And after talking with my husband, he's like, you're completely distorted. Like the amount of work that you are putting in is not aligning with what you want to achieve. You're going to have to put in more work. You're going to have to work harder. And so that's what I did this weekend and was like, damn. So really seeing the new contacts that came out of it was crazy. And realizing the residual and the overflow of that, like, I mean, I'm to be honest with you, I'm having a hard time keeping up with the conversations and stuff. I'm actually like hesitant to go back and keep continuing to follow up because I'm struggling to maintain what I've got now. And that's just from targeting my avatar and following up with people.
That's why I don't do on weekends. I'm not starting new connections on weekends, and I do new connections Monday through Friday, 10 connections Monday through Friday, and my weekends are my catch up. And for me, because I'm in the same place you are, where it's like, the more you start talking and like kind of digging into your avatar, it's like you just get a lot more comments and it's more people to reach out to because these people are like.
But my thing is though, my thing is like it's conflicting because not only do I work 9 to 5, but I'm salary. So when it's 5 o'clock and my work's not done, I stay till 6. So really trying to focus on time management and get it in because I want things, right? I have goals for myself. So I can't continue to use my full-time job and my family as an excuse. Like I have to figure it out. So I've been doing that Monday through Friday, steady pace. And then Sunday, I just said, screw it. And I just hit it hard. And it's kind of creating momentum as I'm progressing through the week because I guess if that makes sense, just the goals that I have for myself, what I've been doing so far is not aligning with what I want. So now I've had to tweak things and make changes. What's up, Marissa?
You got it, girl. You fucking got it. I'm sorry to swear. Excuse my language.
I just watched it today and was like,
this right here is like something that I feel like I've been saying, like a broken record for years, and people don't understand. There's no difference between me or Stephanie or you or anyone, except that we talk to more people. It's just that we talk to more people and we make mistakes and we messed up and we failed and we probably, didn't do the right things a lot of times, but it's the start that stops most people. So if you're trying to be perfect and you're trying to make that conversation, I need to know exactly what to say to invite them to the coaching opportunity. That's not true. You don't need to know. You don't need to be perfect. You need to go out and make mistakes And you need to talk to people to make those mistakes. And if you're not where you want to be, it's because you're not talking to enough people. It's not because you don't have it. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's not because you didn't brand yourself well. It's because you're not talking to enough people.
Well, I think what it was for me is that this whole time I've been like totally cool and consistent. And then I find myself being stagnant, like, what's going on? And then I'm listening and I'm watching and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's simple.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So, but my thing is, though, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, no one else's goals are any better than anyone else's. Right? It doesn't matter how much work other people are putting in, how much time they have to put in the work. You have to be worried about yourself and what you can do. And as long as you're doing what aligns with your goals, then you're good. Like the whole time, I just wanted to make $200 extra a month for a year. And that's what I did. And I was content with that. I was cool. You know, so my thought is taking it up another notch, the work that I'm doing now to move forward. Like, that's not going to cut it.
That's actually why I posted in kind of what Marissa was talking about. I posted in Team Malibu, like, hey guys, like, what were your numbers this week? I want people to see how many people it takes to reach out to get some of, you know, the enrollments that, you know, the team sees some of the coaches doing. Like, oh, she just gets that because she, like, you know, I don't know, she's good. No. She enrolls people because she talks to a shitload of people. And I thought that was important to show. Like, I wanted to see numbers. I mean, I was not talking to 71 people a week before. Like, I had 14 calls Monday through Friday last week. Not everybody has that. Those are my personal goals. But that's what I had to do to reach my goals. I had to spend 14 hours on the phone, and I reached out to 72 people. And I want people to start seeing the numbers. Like, I hope more people will post their numbers each week. And maybe your goal is to enroll one person a week and you talk to 10 people and you reached your goal. Freaking awesome. But show what it took to reach your goal so that others can see. I was talking to a different mentor that I have in the business, and she's like, more people need to talk about that. More people need to share how many people they're talking to, you know, to reach the people that they are, because that is what stops a lot of people. Like we're saying, like, we're not talking to enough people.
They had a presentation for the Eric Worre GoPro, not the women's event, but the one that I was supposed to go to, that I transferred it to a live streaming ticket because I just didn't want to travel there. Man, I look so much like my brother right now. It's kind of freaking me out. My hair is like really short because I was trying to get the purple out, so I really look like my brother's. I look like a guy. It's funny. Sorry, distraction. There was a woman that went on there, and she was like, I think she invited 1,000 people to her business in like 1 year. And she said she had like 15 leaders or something that were still with her. I mean, I'm talking about like thousands of people. Like, if you're talking to 2 people every day, that's 365 times 2 is 600, almost 700 people. And you're probably like, how am I ever going to find those 700 people? You need to go out and find people. You can find people at the freaking grocery store. You can go to the grocery. There's a talking about this women's event. She would go to the grocery store and she would like buy like a small item at Walgreens or something. You remember this, Kristen? And she would be like, when the grocery clerk would ask her, like, how are you doing? Or did you find everything you needed? She'd be like, yes, I did. I found my smile and, you know, I'm just living the dream. And she had this little spiel that she would say. I don't remember exactly what it was. And she literally recruited, like, I don't remember, it was like 1,000 people in 1 year or something, or she was $1 million earner in 2 years. Now, I know it's not about the money. It's about what the money provides for you, the freedom that it gives to you. She has a free life for the rest of her life because she will recruit anyone. Then she shared that they were like, if you can recruit anywhere, tell us that you can recruit anywhere, to her team. They were at the Eric Worre event in Vegas. And she's like, tell me where you want me to recruit. They're like, the strip club. So she goes to the strip club. She buys a lap dance from two girls, $30 each, and recruits them to her business, and they end up being 2 top leaders in her business, okay? I have no clue how she did that. But if you can't find people, they're everywhere. You can go to a meetup group. You can go to a freaking class, yoga class. You can talk to people. You can meet them. Hey, it was really nice connecting with you. Add me up on Facebook. Let's stay connected. You can go to freaking Walgreens and you can stand in the nutritional aisle and you can talk to people that are looking at buying nutritionals and add them up on Facebook and tell them that Shakeology is better than what they're about to buy, because most likely it is. People are everywhere, but social media is the easiest freaking thing to do. And you know what you do? You can't just be marketing. If you only have 150 friends and you're posting and your engagement is it's because you don't have any friends. It's not because like you're not putting a good post. You got 150 friends. You're going to maybe get, you know how much people are going to see it? 4% of your friends are going to see your post. 4% of people that you have on your friends list are going to see your post. So if you have 5,000 friends, a lot more people are going to see that post and have a chance to interact on that post. And the other thing is seeing it through to the end. So it's not just about talking to people and inviting them to do this with us. It's about qualifying those people. And I would like to address, because like, for example, Stephanie, you have this girl that you recruited who is a personal trainer and she's excited to try it for a month. Are you excited to work with her for a month? Because here's what I do. If someone is still unsure and they don't know that they want to see this through, I try to talk them out of becoming a coach. Because you know why? I don't want to work with someone for a month. I want to work with someone for a year or 2 or 3 or 4. I want someone to be in this business long term. Even if they're just a discount coach, which is not because a discount coach is very important in this business. And they stick around and they, maybe they hop on a team call here and there and maybe they enroll a couple of people or whatever, because really that's just a discount coach. I mean, it's not really a builder. If that's what you're doing, you're basically a discount coach who's kind of sharing here and there, which is fine. You got to figure out what is your place in this. But I would rather have them stick around and be what their place is in this business than say, I'll give it a month. I'll tell them, you know what? I really don't think that you sound like you're ready. And I don't know this particular instance, so I'm just addressing this as a whole team.
You bought the full year.
Okay. So when I talk to them, I set it up as, this is a long-term investment. If you're only going to sign up for 30 days and you're only going to try it for 30 days, I don't think you're ready. And I'd rather you reach back out to me when you are. And we can stay in touch. If you want to just be a customer for now and join my challenge group, cool. But I don't think that you're ready for this. I had a personal trainer who's like, she looks like her body is banging. She's a freaking competition girl. She's a CRNA. She's studying to be a personal trainer and she does competitions. She's got the body for it, but she didn't have the mindset. I could tell that she wasn't ready. And you know what I said? I said, you know what? I don't think that you're ready. I don't think that this is, or I said something like, you have to understand that this is a long-term investment. It's not just going to be a month. It's not going to be like quick money. Like, cause she's like, she wanted to have some extra money right away. And I was like, this is like a business that you have to build from the bottom up. You've got to be in it long-term. And that one thing that I said to her, it turned her off and it made her say no. You know what? That wasn't a wrong thing. She wasn't ready. So I could either be attached to those 2 Success Club points and that $70 commission on my All Access Challenge Pack and say, you know what? Yeah, sign up. And then I can get all the energy of excitement and having her on my team. And a month later, she's gone. If your team isn't growing, if you're not building residual income and if your residual and your volume is not going up month after month after month and growing, you're not building a residual income. You're replacing your job with another job, with a job that's going to be 9 to 5. Where the real magic happens in this business is duplication. And the only way you can do that is if you set people up to be in this for the long term. And I didn't know that for so long. And I would just sign people up and they would be gone and gone and gone. So I don't care how they stay and what way they stay in. I'm not saying that I'm trying to make everyone who's my discount coach and this person be a crazy business builder, but I am wanting them to stay within their place in the business. So if you are spinning your wheels and you're working a lot and you're hitting Success Club every month, you're hitting Success Club 10 and you're bringing on 5 new people and your team is not growing and your volume is not going and your residual income is not growing, you need to look at that, because there's something going on with the people that you're recruiting or the process that you have and teaching them and training them that's not making your team grow, which is not building long term. It's short term, it's a quick fix, and it's really hard, and it's going to continue to be really hard. And that's what I've learned from doing it myself. I'm not preaching to anyone and saying that this is what you're doing, and I'm talking from my personal experience. So what I had to do was I had to slow down to speed up. And now the people that I'm working with, I feel I'm setting them up to be with me longer. And I'm not pushing them to do anything that they don't want to do. So I'm really sorry that I just hijacked that. But this is like what I actually wanted to say tonight. Like, and I'm sorry I almost hijacked your call, Steph. I totally messed up. And I thought I was so grateful that you were like, no, I'm supposed to be the call. I'm like, thank God, because I had no idea what I was going to talk about. But I was going to mention this one thing because, you know, I was going to mention it in that thread and I didn't, but now I'm mentioning it here. So talk about being long-term, share that vision with people and let them know that this is not a quick fix. This is not a short-term investment. It's a long-term, and anyone can do it as long as they're willing to go out and talk to enough people. We have a coach call at 9, so we need some people to be willing to share their stories. Does anybody want to do that? Raise your hand. Okay, cool. We got some people. All right, I'll see you guys in a minute.